Welcome back to Games I Never Play. This next game you might be a little surprised to see on here, given my love for the series as a whole, but with the newly announced games of Pokemon X and Y, it was fate's doing making me draw this game out of the box. Released in 2004 for the GameCube Advance, Pokemon Fire Red is a game that took the original Pokemon and made it bright and colorful. So you start up the game, name you and your grandpa's brother, and you're off to play video games in your room for all eternity. But if you ever get the urge to go outside, you'll realize that, oh my god, this town is boring. So you try to leave, and your grandpa's brother's brother stops you and says, I ain't having that shit. Then he says, you can't leave unless you and your evil twin take these evil monsters off my hands. But then you're all like, screw you, old man. You're gonna keep this ugly plant and you're gonna damn well like it. And then while your grandson's not looking, you reach for Charmander because everybody knows that Charmander's the best. Your hormone gets mad at you for taking Charmander, so he morphs into a turtle to try to take him from you. I really don't know what's going on in this game, but I think I'm hallucinating here because all of a sudden there's an old man lying in the middle of the road begging for a pizza. So you bring him a pizza or some shit and he tries to creep you out by playing with his balls, so you run away and all of a sudden you're confronted by a giant cock snake and you realize you don't have Charmander anymore. Like what the front loader is going on here? Anyway, you beat the cock snake, and this guy won't even open up his eyes even though his 28-foot cock is just lying on the ground out cold. And I don't even know what's going on anymore. As one second we were in a cave, and now some weird guy's cosplaying as a schnitzel. By now we've made it to some hot chick in a pool, and we're already like level 800. Nothing beats breezing through the game with an over-leveled Charizard, except maybe doing it with your best friend's hot sister, who you met while you were supposed to be in prison. Not that I'd... But anyway, this is a really long game, and I'm getting a little tired and woozy, so I think I'm gonna save the game and get some sleep. Remember kids, save often, or else the evil monsters from the game will jump out and... Ugh. Where was I last night? What happened? My GameCube controller is out. I wonder what I was playing. Pokemon Fire Red version? Not this game. Not this game. It doesn't save. Now I'll have no way of knowing what terrible things took place last night. Why didn't I get rid of this game in the first place? Okay, let me explain the story behind this game. In what wasn't one of my smarter decisions, I paid about 15 bucks for this game on eBay a few years back. Nearly as soon as I bought the game, I realized it was a mistake, as the seller had sold about 100 copies of this game and various other games in the past year or so. Know what really pisses me off about the whole thing though? This guy had like 99% positive feedback. You mean to tell me that not one person who bought these games from him realized that they were obvious fakes? And not one person pointed out the save issue? Come on. In the end, I was able to get my money back and keep the game. Though that's not saying much with this. And now, I'll give you some tips on how to avoid scams like this when purchasing games on the internet. Alright, now the first and most important thing to do is to check the seller's history. So if you see a feedback rating that's really low, then you probably can assume that they've been selling fake games like this. But don't pay attention to the feedback ratings, just what they've sold. If they've sold more than like 1 or 2 copies of the same game, then there's a pretty good chance you're getting a fake. Secondly, watch out for standalone games without packaging or manuals. Hold on a second. When I got my copy of Fire Red, it was in one of these. Just a brown plastic envelope. Game right in here. No cartridge, no bots, no anything. If the seller's selling multiple games in a collection like this in a single auction where they're just standalones, then you should be fine. But if it's only a single game and it's just in this, well, there's no way to really know if it's real or not. You have to be able to see a picture of the actual game cartridge. If they don't have one up, ask them for one. And if they refuse, it's probably because they don't want you to find out they're selling a fake. Now, when you do get a picture of the actual game cartridge, and this is a fake one, there are many things you want to look for. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see these things. The first thing, the cartridge itself. You see how this one is see-through? You can look in the back and see the board itself. You can look through the front. This is fake. The actual Fire Red cartridge is kind of translucent red, almost like an orange color, so you can't see all the way through it. You can also see, obviously on the label, it just says Fire Red. There is nothing that says version. The real game would have Fire Red version. The next thing, this little seal, the Nintendo seal of quality over here on the right. This game actually has it, but a lot of them won't. A lot of them also won't have the E for everyone rating. It'll say like rating pending. You'll also want to look for the words the Pokemon Company, which will be somewhere on the bottom of the cartridge, around like right there. This one doesn't have it. Another thing you want to look for is you'll go to the back of the cartridge. Now, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this because it's kind of hard to see, but it says Nintendo and then model number AGB 004. It may say a different number, but you're going to want to look for 002 because that is the authentic number. Anything that's not 002 is a fake. And then one more thing you can look for, you're going to want to look inside like this. You can open the cartridge, but I don't recommend it. You want to look inside the bottom here, and on the motherboard, right inside, you won't be able to see it on here because it's not here, but you should be able to see a little Nintendo seal. And if you don't see that, then it's a fake cartridge. So yeah, many reasons why this Fire Red cartridge is fake. And one more interesting thing to note, while it's not true for all of these fake games, you'll see on the title screen, after you press start, you'll see the save file is okay. Well, this is my diamond version. As you can see, I have Pokemon Emerald in the slot, and you see an option, migrate from Emerald. Okay, well, let's replace Emerald. This is a 100% legit Emerald. You might be able to see the Nintendo seal in there, but it's kind of hard to get the right angle and lighting. Now let's put my fake Fire Red in. Sorry, hard to make sure the game's in well with one hand. On the title screen, well, on the boot up screen, it will still have an option to play the GBA game. But as you'll see, after the first screen, you don't see a migrate from Fire Red option. Fire Red's definitely in there, but the Diamond version will not identify this as a Pokemon Game Boy Advance game that you can migrate from. And once you have connected with a game like this, it will wipe your save file, which is why we get the save data. The save file has been deleted. However, you can keep playing this and get the save file is okay, but when you try to connect it or something, or just randomly, it might decide to delete the save file. So, while Pokemon Fire Red version is a very good game, I can't accurately rate this copy. So unfortunately, Pokemon Fire Red receives a grade of NA, not applicable. Tune in next time on Games I Never Play, where I'll be reviewing another game, and the next game I'll review will be a real game. This is the only fake one in my collection that I'm going to be reviewing, so see you guys next time.